Hey, when you ride your bike, you have to use your head. Your headset, that is. One of the most overlooked and neglected parts of your bike is the headset. What is it? What does it do? Why is it important? I'm here to answer those questions and give you some tips on how to keep yours in tip-top shape. Welcome to Cyclecraft TV. If you don't know me, I'm Brendan, the owner of the Cyclecraft Cycling Center. We'd appreciate it if you throw a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. So what is it? The headset is a set of bearings in the head tube or front of your bike that holds the fork into the bike frame. It also allows it to turn smoothly from side to side. Now, why is that important? Well, let's look at the physics of how a bike actually works. Physicists still have trouble calculating the math on how it works, but basically, your bike being able to stay upright and moving forward relies on the following physical forces. So the first is trail, or the caster effect. The front fork of a bike is angled so that the contact point of the front tire touches the ground slightly behind where there's an imaginary line drawn through the steering axis as it hits the earth. This geometry creates a lever that naturally points the wheel into the direction the bike is falling, allowing it to recover. It's very similar to a baby carriage or a shopping cart. If you've ever seen the wheel, it kind of snaps itself back forward. The second force is gyroscopic precession. The spinning front wheel acts like a gyroscope. When the bike leans to one side, the spinning wheel forces the handlebars to turn in that same direction, which steers the bike underneath you to bring you back upright. The third part is centrifugal force. As the self-correcting steering turns the bike into the direction it's falling, it forces the bike into a very gentle, invisible arc. The momentum of the bike turning pushes against this curve, creating a centrifugal force that snaps the bike back upright. The thing to know here is that for those physics to work, your headset needs to be adjusted properly. It has to be tight enough so that there's no play between the steer tube and the frame, but not so tight that the fork doesn't rotate freely. If you don't get this just right, you may have some trouble steering, and riding with no hands would be a real challenge. Here's a little sidebar though. Headsets range in price from $20 or $30 up to a couple of hundred. While any headset, when adjusted properly, will do the job effectively, the more expensive units are built to higher tolerances, so that adjustments are easier, it stays adjusted longer, and they're generally more durable. Plus, some of them add a bit of bling to your bike if that's important to you. Now, there are several types of headsets that work a bit differently, but the principles are the same. It has to be tight enough so that there's no play between the steer tube and the frame, but not so tight that the fork doesn't rotate freely. If your headset is too loose, you can feel the fork rocking back and forth in the head tube. To adjust, you're going to loosen the bolts on the side of the stem. Then turn the screw on the top cap clockwise a little bit at a time until there's no more play. Once the adjustment is done, you tighten up the bolts on the stem to keep it all in place. The threaded type of system actually uses an adjuster and lock nut to create that bearing tension, and the stem sits inside the steer tube. You'll find this type on older bikes and some entry-level bikes as well. But most bikes these days use that threadless clamp-on stem type. So what we're going to do is we're going to repeat that operation until we get everything just right. So to start, we're going to make sure the bolts on the side are loose. We're going to loosen the top cap by turning it counterclockwise. So if you made it too tight, we can loosen it. If you're going to make it, if you need to make it tighter, you're going to turn that clockwise. And that's just back and forth until you get it just right. Once you've got everything done, you're going to tighten those bolts down, snug them pretty good. You want to do this about 6 Newton meters. Now, if it turns out that there's something wrong with the parts inside of the head tube of the bike, you're going to want to bring it by the shop and have us check that out for you. In general, though, if the parts are all in the right order and they're not damaged, it's pretty easy to actually get this adjustment correct. So again, in order to do the adjustment, we start by loosening the side bolts, and then we adjust the top cap clockwise to tighten, counterclockwise to loosen. When you get it just right, then you're going to snug the bolts down, put the bike on the ground, check to see if there's any play. That's loose. And then the last step is if you lift the wheel off of the ground and let it turn, it should turn freely. If it binds or doesn't move freely, it means it has to be readjusted. So that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching this episode of Cyclecraft TV. If you enjoyed this video, we'd appreciate that thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that as well. If you missed our last upload, you can click on it right here. Down here in this corner, you're going to see the video that YouTube thinks you want to watch next, so go ahead and hit that one too. So we'll see you next time on Cyclecraft TV. And remember, keep that rubber side down.